So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to our lovely webinar here on SabioTrade with a very special topic tonight, 6 ways to avoid emotional trading. I'm really glad that you can join this webinar, and maybe you can give me just a quick hint into the chat if you can hear me, if you can see me, if you have the chart, and then I want to share the screen with you, that you can see it a little bit more clear. So let me see if the technique is working. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, sound is working. That's really good. Okay, fine. So then, yeah, it's fine. Okay, so now let me share my screen with you. So that's great. Thank you very much for joining this webinar. I prepared a wonderful presentation for you tonight. As you know, I do trading for 25 years now, and I do trading for a living every day. And my community, my DAO family and me, we are trading in 1 minute chart, in 5 minute, in 10-minute charts. And that what we are, this is what we are doing in a community, what we are doing together, because it's easier. Why is it? Because trading is a very, very hard and very emotional business. And today we want to talk about these emotional parts. And very often we are kind of blended of all the success stories we see online, on YouTube, on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram. Everybody is mentioning, I made so much money. That was my payout. That was my payout. Yeah. But as you know, in the small prints on the lower button, very often we can see 80%, 90% of all traders lose money. Why is that? Just a sec. Why is that? The point is, so Mr. Prince, sir, great to see you here. Thank you very much for joining. Let me see your question. I'm using 920 EMA plus MACD indicator to find a move of the market for intraday, but I'm not making any profit, due to which I sometimes do overtrade. I'm really depressed right now. Yeah, join the club. Yeah, you are not alone, Prince. That's the point. 90% of all traders are in the same situation, overtrading, kind of depression. I can tell you something. I had today, I was trading in DAX 1 minute chart. I had 4 losses in a row. Yeah. On this side, here is actually gold running short. On this side, yeah, and it's running into the profit. The point is, we need to know what happens in my brain when we come to trading. So, and if you stay tonight until the end of this webinar, maybe you will find some solutions. But the biggest advice what I can give you is find a teacher. Don't do it only alone. The problem is you need feedback. You need someone who is teaching you, who is trading with you together. So my question, for example, is, before we start with this topic, and Prince, this is for you. If you say you use 920 EMA plus MACD, did you make a back test? Do you know if this strategy is really working? Or did you just observe something? Did you just have a feeling this is working? The problem is that we need to understand that trading is a game of mathematics, which means whatever you do, there's just one strategy in trading, and this means buy cheap and sell expensive. That's the point. Of course, all of us, we try to catch the trend. But for the entry, you need clear rules. Just to see, maybe this could work, is not working on the long run. It's working maybe by accident, by coincidence, yeah? And this is the big problem what we have in trading. And then we are depressed. And then you do over trading. I know that. I do trading for a living 25 years now. And I had many, many years depressions. And because I made so many mistakes in trading. So, and then we come to the topic, how can I avoid emotional trading? Because in a situation where are you right now is you are in emotional trading right now. And that's the reason, because depression and overtrading is emotional trading. That has nothing to do with the rules or with the market. So, and therefore, let's dive in deeper into this topic, 6 ways to avoid emotional trading, or how can we control our emotions and feeling. How is this possible? Let's dive in a little bit deeper. And as you see, I'm not sure if I can change the camera. No, it's not possible. So, but I will explain what you need to know. In trading, we have our dreams and we have the reality. Our dream is to make money with trading, right? Our dream is to make trading for a living. That's our dream. And you know, when I have my webinars, I have my wand with you, Harry Potter wand. Maybe I can conjure a little bit smile in your face with my experience. I'm not better trader than you. I just have more experience. And about my mentors and teachers, they taught me how to control my emotions when it comes to trading. Yeah. After the market closed, I observed the market with it. I give good result, but in the live market, don't know what happened. Yeah, exactly. This is the big problem. When we look, when the market is closed, then we are not longer involved with our emotions. And therefore, everything what you do with the back test or what you observe is happen in the past. But in the past, you are not longer a part of it. You are living at the right edge of the chart. That's the point. And there you have to make the decisions. And this is what I'm talking about. In between the market and the success with trading, there is the human. There is you and me. And this is one of the reasons why I teach my students, you cannot teach your trading by yourself. It is not possible. The technique, it is possible. You can learn about trading everything. You can learn about any indicator, MACD, moving averages. You can learn about many things, about millions of strategies if you want. But as you make this experience right now, it's a difference if I look at a closed market, or if I'm living with it at the right edge of the chart. Do you think it's easy for me? I had 4 losses in a row today. And I trade with a 50K assessment account. That means I lost 400 euros today. Yeah? It's a part of the game because it's pure mathematics. And that's the big topic. So at the end, it is what you can see here in the slide. We're talking about the human, the trader, and the reality. We come to trading about money, but we stay about deeper insights. So let's talk about deeper insights. Among different businesses, one of the most promising is trading at the financial markets. It's a really fascinating business. And it's easy to become a part of this trading business. It's really easy. Open an account, make an assessment, open an account here on SabioTrade, yeah, and start. Just pay the fee and start with a trade. And trade. It's really kind of simple. It's really, really simple. And the problem is, sometimes in the beginning, you make money with trading. And maybe you make this experience when you start with a demo account, then you make a lot of money on a demo account. But when it comes to real trading, when it comes to real money at the right edge of the chart, then it doesn't work anymore. It's not longer working anymore. Yeah. And this is one of the worst cases ever, is when you start with trading and you make money with the first trades. Because then you might think, that's easy. I don't understand why everybody is talking about losses, why everybody is failing. Why do I see the numbers on the bottom of all screens? 80% of our traders lose money. You know, the risk node. Yeah, why? I cannot understand. My trades are really successful. I am successful. Yeah, that's the worst case what can ever happen when you start with trading and the first trades are winners, because then you are standing at the ship, yeah, like Titanic. I'm the king of the world. I am the king of trading. I did that in my past when I started with trading. My first trades were a lot of winners in a row. And I wanted to quit my job at that moment. And I thought, yeah, I'm the king of the world. Now I can make trading for a living. Yeah. Until I lost my first trades. The point is, at the moment, and this situation must come, and it will come, because we're trading about probabilities. We don't have any guarantees. And that means, ladies and gentlemen, there will come the moment you lose your first money. And the problem is, sorry, some noise is outside there. And the problem is, you don't get it back. And then the emotions you have heard from other traders become reality, like depression, like not understanding what happens at the market. And this is a problem of our physical brain. And even you have a very solid strategy, it's going to be really hard to trade with too many emotions. What happens? I will explain it, because this is a little bit, it's neuroscience. What happens? And let me explain it to you. So the point is, your brain, beyond your forehead, there is your so-called prefrontal cortex. And your prefrontal cortex is able and responsible for conscious thinking. Your prefrontal cortex is always seeking for answers to the 5 magic questions: what to do, how, when, where, and why. That's 5 logical questions, and you need to find 5 logical answers. In life and in trading also. That's the interesting part, ladies and gentlemen. And then you know why you do fighting and arguing with your partner. Because in most of the cases, we have to say, I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're talking about. I don't understand. That happens in your prefrontal cortex. You don't understand what happened. And that's the moment emotions come up. And in trading, it's more worse, because you cannot control the right edge of the chart. You cannot control. You don't know what happens next. You cannot control it. And the problem is, if you cannot answer the 5 questions, what to do, how, when, where, and why, your brain is going further into the limbic system. And the limbic system is responsible for your emotions. And this is an automated process, ladies and gentlemen. It's an automated process, because if you cannot answer the question on a logical way, then you don't understand, and then you are forced, you can do literally nothing, you are forced to act with emotions. That's the big problem. And that's the reason why you get emotionally in trading, because you don't understand what happens. When you look back at a closed market or at a back test, there are no emotions needed, because you look into the past. You're not a part of the past. You are a part of the present. And here on the right edge of the chart, there you are living. There you can feel it. In the past, there are no feelings. It's the past. But you have to make a decision here, right edge of the chart. So, and this is the point when the human part takes over the trader part. And ladies and gentlemen, that's the reality. And our dreams cannot become true when we trade with emotions. Okay, let's go a little bit further. And let's see the human sometimes if you trade for a couple of times, yeah, then you will realize something is going wrong in my mind. And then you realize your mind is not made for trading. Yeah? Why is that? It's simple. We used to stick to any kind of rules, and we expect positive results again and again and again. Why is that? It's really, again, very simple. It's the way how our brain is working. And it's the fact we are educated in our life. Because when the moment you use the first time your prefrontal cortex, then your me, or we say your ego, is slowly creating. But we are forced and influenced from outside. Because the first people you tell you what you have to do and what you don't are your parents. And then the next, the school, the teachers, the profs at the university, and then maybe your friends, and later your boss. Or maybe if you have your own business, then the clients will tell you what they want from you. And this is how we are working. And now we come to a very interesting part, how our brain is made, because it's not made for trading. Let me explain it. Because we used to say, use 10,000 hours, and you learn something new. For example, if you want to learn a new language, so like me do, actually I learn Thai in between. So, and it's a fact, if you learn a language, if you use 10,000 hours, after 10,000 hours of training, of practice, using the grammar, using vocabulary, and something like that, or if you want to learn a music instrument, and you use, for example, you want to learn playing piano. After 10,000 hours, maybe you can play the piano. Maybe you don't an expert. Maybe you cannot compare with your Lang Lang, of course not. But maybe you can play the piano, or you can speak a foreign language after 10,000 hours. And interesting, the longer you do that, the better you can do it. Yeah? So practice, and you always get get a positive result all the time. This is how our whole life is working, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, and that's really, really interesting. And then you come to trading. And then you might think, this is working here the same. I have the strategy. The strategy I understand is buy cheap and selling expensive. The next part, okay, I have understood. I need rules. I need an approach to buy cheap and sell expensive. Okay, I have rules right now. Yeah. So, and then you think, okay, I can stick to my rules. And like you did in your normal life, you expect a positive result because you stuck to the rules. And then on the other side, you lose money. Sometimes you win, and sometimes and mostly you lose. And that's the point where you think, what's going on here? And that's the moment you realize that your brain, that your mind is not made for trading. Because you think this is a question of your mind. No, it's not. It's a question how our physical brain is built and made, which means we have to turn around. We have to learn something new. And if you're not willing to make an inner progress, to change your inner self, your inner way of thinking, you will never become successful. This is a guarantee I can give you. If you don't have an inner breakthrough to understand that trading needs different way of thinking, you will never, never, ever become successful. And that's the big point, ladies and gentlemen. So we start with trading and we assume to handle it in the same way, and at the end we become disappointed because we lose money. And not only one time, yeah, we lose a second time, and a third time, and a fourth time, and a fifth time, yeah, and sixth time in a row. And we stick to the rules of our preferred approach, but we still get different results every single time. It's very interesting, right? You cannot duplicate your results. The only thing what you can do is to duplicate your entry, but you will never know what kind of result do you get with one single trade. Never ever. There is never ever exactly the same result. With every single trade, you get a different result. And this is really, really confusing. And then we come back to the prefrontal cortex. Then you must act in a human way. You must act with emotions. So just a sec. So, and that's a little bit the background why we act in an emotional way. Let's go further. We come to the dangers of trading, of emotional trading. The point is, it's a human way. It's the normal and human way that every result we tend to take personally. So for example, that's the way how your brain is working. You stick to the rules if you have rules. So for example, Prince, you said you use 920 EMA plus MACD. So I'm quite sure you have any kind of rules. Crossing moving average, in additional support of the MACD. So you stick to the rules. And your brain is thinking, okay, if I stick to the rules, I must get I must get a positive result because I stuck to the rules. And sometimes you get one. But the next time, you don't. Here you are happy, and there you are unhappy. Emotional way. So the problem is that we take everything personally. While we are happy with a plus trade, we take it personally when we lose money. So let me quote one of the most famous author, Mr. Alexander Elder. He said, the market doesn't know that you exist. The market doesn't know you. The market doesn't know that you exist. So therefore, you don't have any influence to it. But you can handle and influence your behavior, but not the market. The market doesn't know you. You only can have influence to something or someone who knows you, but you don't know the market, and the market doesn't know you. So therefore, the only thing you can handle is your own habit, is your own behavior. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the most important insight for successful trading. Trading and the market are a mathematical zero-sum game. It's logic. It's pure math. Trading is math. It's pure logic, ladies and gentlemen. It's logic. Trading as itself has nothing to do with emotions. You send your order to the market, there is an order book, there's the price, and there's the volume. And if you have an overload on the buyer side, more volume on buyer side, the price is increasing. And if you have more volume on the seller side, the price is decreasing, is falling down. Who cares? No one cares. So therefore, we need to understand in the first place that trading and the markets are a completely unemotional part, a neutral thing, and therefore, there is no reason to take anything personally. If you lose money and you stuck to the rules, it's not a punishment that you lost money. It's not a punishment. It's a probability game. It's just coincidence. The law of coincidence is a part of the law of probability, ladies and gentlemen. So never forget that. No one cares. The market doesn't know you. The market doesn't know that you exist. So why you should take it personally? The moment if you have a conservative risk management, you cannot lose an assessment. And this is what we teach here at SabioTrade. And very soon we open a trading room together where we trade together. If you stay at SabioTrade, very soon we are creating an education course just only for you, based on that what I'm teaching here, ladies and gentlemen. And then we can trade together. But you need to understand that the market doesn't know that you exist. So you should not take anything personally. To avoid too emotional trading, we must know the deeper cause of our own behavior. And the deeper cause is our way of thinking. So dream and reality, those two scenarios have one thing in common. They are determined by your way of thinking. And this is a human way of thinking, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why we need to talk about that. Now, let's talk. I give you 6 tips to keep your emotions under control. To be honest, I give you 7 tips, but the 7 was at the end. 6 tips to keep your emotions under control. Number 1, identify your personality traits. Do you know what kind of person you are? Are you a patient person? Are you more an active person? Are you an impatient person? Are you getting angry very soon, very quick? What kind of person are you? It is one of the crucial keys for your trading success that you know who you are. I tell you, my teacher taught me trading, and he typed this in my diary. At the beginning, he gave me the advice: the moment you start with trading, the moment you go to a journey to yourself. That's what my teacher taught me 25 years ago. So if you, like Mr. Prince, if you're an active person, yeah, then it's really hard to run the trend. Then maybe you should just trade with a risk-reward ratio approach like we do in my community. In, out, go. As an active person, to try to catch the trend and to run the long-running trend, it's really hard, because then you are engaged in your trading very, very long time. Yeah? And this is for an active person, kind of tricky. Yeah? So maybe there is a better approach that you say risk-reward ratio. There's my stop loss, there's my target, in, out, and go. That's the point. But it's a very crucial point that you need to know what kind of person you are. What's your habits? If you have an impulsive tendencies, you need to keep those in check, because they can lead you to make rash and ill-advised decisions that have little analytic backing. The problem is, if you are too impulsive, then you act very actively, and then you are very close to having your emotions. So it's really, really important to play to your personal strength. Like if you are naturally calm, or maybe a calculated person. So if you say an active person, don't try to run along the trend. Just go in and out. Take you a couple of pips or dollars or pips or points and go. Of course, with clear rules, risk-reward ratio. This is what we teach here at SabioTrade, for example. And those strengths could take advantage of these personality traits during your time on the markets. But in the first place, and that's the first tip, you need to know what kind of person you are. Trading holds a mirror in front of your face. The point is, my teacher asked me all the time, look, he taught to me, for example, he said, look, you have the rules, and that's the right edge of the chart. Why do you fail here? So you know the rules. Why you don't close the gap between knowing and doing? Yeah? Why you don't close the gap? You know what you have to do, but you don't do it. Maybe you do it once or maybe twice, but not consistently. Why? And then he asked me this question, and I hated this question so much, but today I love it. And I ask my students the same. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? There is nothing wrong with your approach. There is nothing wrong with the strategy, buy cheap and sell expensive. There is nothing wrong with the market. The market is neutral. There is the price and the volume. The question is, what's wrong with you? Why You are not able to stick to the rules all the time, even after 3 or 4 losses in a row, because you don't understand. And ladies and gentlemen, as long as you try to teach yourself in trading, you will never understand, because there are so deep insights only a teacher can teach you. And only a teacher is able to enlighten your way. You cannot enlighten yourself. It is absolutely not possible. So, and first of all, the question is, what's wrong with you? What's your strength? What's your weaknesses? You need to figure out that first. And this is tip number 1. Tip number 2, develop and follow a trading plan. So we know, ladies and gentlemen, we know the strategy in trading is given already, which means buy cheap and sell expensive. Yeah? Cheap and expensive. That's the strategy as a trader. If you have a business, that's the strategy. So, and the next part is a trading plan. What does it mean? A trading plan means you need rules. Rules where you can get in and where you get out. A clear rules. Remember what I taught you? Your prefrontal cortex needs answers. What to do, how, when, where, and why. Your brain needs that. If not, you are forced to act in an emotional way. Do you? I know you do. That's brilliant, right? If you understand that. So, understand that the strategy in trading is given, understanding that you need rules for your entry and your exit, that you always know what to do, how, when, where, and why, is very, very helpful to achieve your goals. Like in real life too. If you don't know where to go, you will wondering where you will come out. Even in life, if you don't have a plan, you have to take what life is giving you. Is it? I think it is. So, do you have a trading plan? A trading plan could start as simply by saying that you are going to commit swing trading in 4-hourly charts, and that you will never commit more than $100 of your account to any one trade. Yeah? I'm a very emotional person. When I lost my trade, doesn't know what to do. Yeah, because the point is you are forced. This is not the problem, Prince. Don't take it as a disadvantage that you're emotional. It's not a problem. The point is you need to figure out why this happened. So do you have a trading plan? Just having moving averages and MACD is not a trading plan. You need to know exactly to every moment of your trade what to do, how, when, where, and why. And if you don't, you must act in an emotional way. So, and then it's probabilities. Are you made for 1-minute chart? Is it a personal thing that you can trade in 5-minute charts? You see, having this plan, a trading plan, what answers the question, what to do, how, when, where, and why. So, Mr. Prince, do you have such a plan? Do you have exactly such a plan that you can answer the questions what to do, how, when, where, and why all the time in every second of your trade? I expect this answer. And this is your problem, not your emotions, not that you're an active person. You are a wonderful person, Prince. You I'm quite sure you are a really wonderful person. And this is not the problem. The problem is that you don't have a plan, that you cannot answer those questions. And this is a human thing. It has nothing to do with trading as itself. It has nothing to do with the market. It's a human thing. It happens here in your brain. That if you cannot answer these questions, your brain forces you to act in an emotional way. And that's the challenge. Not you as a person, not that. So, point is, find your plan. You need to know all the time what to do, how, when, where, and why. And only if you have clear rules for your entry and your exit. When do I trail my stop loss? Where is my stop loss? How much money do I invest? When I get out of the market, as long as you are wondering all the time what happens during my trade, you must act in an emotional way. And only having this plan can help you minimize losses and limit the effect of emotions on your trading, as the rules for opening or closing position are already highlighted for you. What I'm talking about, what to do, how, when, where, and why. So before you start your next trade, and before you start tomorrow again with trading, create this plan. Or take a teacher. He can help you, for example. Tip number 3. Trading is nothing what we can handle with rush. You need to be patient. Being active or being emotional has nothing to do with not having patience. But being patient, you need to wait. www. It's nothing to do with the online. It's waiting, waiting, waiting. And this is what we have to do. First, we wait that our signal come around. Second, then we start. And we can wait until the trade is open or not. And then we wait for the result. www. And in between, you have nothing to do. And this is a thing or a matter less traders can handle. Do you have a book you can read in between? Because to be honest, if you stick to the rules, in between opening your trade and reaching your goal or your target or your loss, what you have to do in between? Exactly nothing. So, and that's the problem. We need to have patience. It is absolutely crucial that you have patience with your positions. Why you should influence, why you should always being active with your trade. You can do nothing. You cannot push it, you cannot force it, you can literally do nothing that your trade is going to the profit or to the loss. In person, you can do nothing. You just have to wait. That's why you need a conservative risk management, that you can be patient, that you don't care if the trade is going into the loss or into the profit, or you can trail a stop loss. Acting on emotions like fear, oh, I lose again, can lead you to miss out on a profit by closing a position too early. And I'm quite sure you made this experience like me all the time. When I closed my positions too early, afterwards, it ran directly into the profit, right? Did you make this experience? I made it a million of times in the last 26 years. It is like it is. Why? We are not patient. And that's the problem in this situation. I know, we are same. I'm also a trader. And it's really hard to control myself. So when you're looking to enter a trade, it's important to be patient and wait for the opportune moment rather than just jumping into a trade right then and there. wait until the rules are there and the signal come around, then set your pending order, stop buy, stop sell, and then let the market decide if the trade is going or not. And be aware of the fact that with every uncontrolled emotion, your goals you wanted to achieve are getting more and more far away. And you know what you do in that moment? Yeah, exactly. You waste your lifetime. And what we need to understand, ladies and gentlemen, in trading is time is not your friend in trading. As a private trader, life is not your friend. Think about it. Very, very important. Number 4, guys, you reduce your risk. The point is, we grew up with the knowledge that everything costs money, and so we start to think in terms of money. You don't think in risk. And this is the deeper cause why we act emotionally in trading. If you want to control your emotions, you stick to your rules and your plan, whatever it takes. And then you need to reduce your risk. It is not the percentage of your account you are risking. That's important. It's the money beyond the percentage, because we are used to thinking about and acting with money. Your brain, ladies and gentlemen, is not thinking in percent. No one cares about 1%. You know 1% is that money. And if you start with a 50K assessment account, then you know, okay, 1% is too much. 1% is $500. That's too much. That's why we use 0.2%, because 0.2% is $100. So, and if you have rules, then you know, okay, I need to lose 15 times in a row to lose 3%. And with clear rules, you will never lose 15 times in a row. Of course not. So I know there is the bright side, because you understand, well, it's clear. If I reduce my risk and if I lose less money, okay, then I don't have so much emotions. But then your inner voice tells you a story to this fact. And your inner voice tells you, listen, Prince, if you reduce the risk, you will win also less. Why you should do that? And that's the problem. But this is how trading is working. That's why the famous quote is called, cut the loss and let the profits run. The quote is not saying let the profits run and then cut the losses. No, 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 no. The quote is saying cut the loss and let the profits run. Because if you don't cut the loss, you don't have money to let the profits run, right? That's the point. So reduce your risk money with every single trade, and your emotions will be reduced as well. Number 5, be adaptable. Please remember that no 2 days on the markets are exactly the same. So yesterday, I had 4 profits in a row. Today, I had 4 losses in a row. On another account, yesterday, I had wonderful profits. Today, I had mixed profits. Not every day in trading is the same. Very rarely will you experience winning streaks exist, but losing streaks that place more often. Being adaptable can help to limit your emotions and rule out representative and status quo biases, enabling you to assess each situation on its own merits, ensuring that you are pragmatic during your time on the markets. Always calculating, always thinking about trading is a zero-sum game. Everything comes from you and your own perception. There is nothing ultimative, only our end when we have to go, the death. Death is for every living being the ultimative end of the game. But the rest between your birth and your death, everything comes from you. Otherwise, all of us, we would believe in the same God, we would see the same in the market, but we don't. Everybody has the same chart, but sees different things. Everything comes from you. And this is what we have to accept. For example, you have overtrading. Take a break. Take a break. Go for a walk. I teach my student every day, what are you doing in front of the charts? The trade is running. Go. Go out. Take a meal. Go to a friend. Take your wife, your girlfriend, or both, or whatever there is, but go. You have nothing to do in front of the charts. You set your order, you have to wait. But sometimes you really need to have a bigger break. After loss, the best thing is to go. Take a break and go for a while, gather your thoughts and compose yourself. It's better than rushing into another trade, because then you fall into the trap of overtrading. And then you have more losses. Why? Because in overtrading, you are forced to trade in an emotional way. So the best traders are those that take their losses and use them as learning opportunities. And I give you one advice. A trader never has a bad day. A trader has a character building day. Let me repeat this. A real trader never has a bad day. We have character building days. And every loss builds your character. This is what you need to know. And my final tip, before we come to the conclusion, my final tip number 7 is take a teacher. Why you make it so complicated for yourself? Take a teacher, take your money, invest money in a teaching. A good teacher takes you by the hand and goes the way with you together. And he will give you a look behind the scenes. You will never find online in any kind of videos or wherever. So let's make a conclusion. Every trader is a human being, basically, with their own emotions and feelings. Trading at the end can be very confusing. Therefore, we act like humans. We act with emotions. The biggest danger is to take everything what happens in trading personally. And if you want to become successful in trading, you must avoid too much emotional trading. Your emotions might never influence your trading. And therefore, you need to control your emotions. You cannot turn them off. You have to control the emotions. And that's why we say a strong why will help you to achieve all your goals. What is your why? Why do you want to become a trader? About money? No. If money would be your why do you fail? Why you don't stick to the rules all the time? Why? It's never money. Yes, we come about money through trading, but after a while, you lose money. And then you need a bigger why. And you know the biggest why? Love. Love is the biggest why. Do you love your kids? Do you love your family? Do you love your people? Then maybe you do it for them. And every time you lose, or every time you break the rules, you hurt your beloved ones. Maybe we can think about that. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It was my pleasure to talk to you. Where is my mouse? It was a great pleasure to talk to you. Thanks for your attention. In next session, please trade live to teach something new to us. To be honest, we will find very soon any solutions to trade live. But you know what? It makes no sense. Because if you don't understand this one, it makes no sense that I show you how I trade. Because if you see how I trade, is there a guarantee you can do it the same? No, it's not. Because if I lose 4 times in a row, I don't care. You get emotionally and you are in over trading, not me. We will do trading live very, very soon. But if you don't understand those parts, it doesn't helpful if I show you how to trade. But very soon we do this together. Thank you very much. I wish you a nice evening and we see each other, I think in 2 weeks ago. Or maybe you send an email to SabioTrade that you want to see Markus live trading. Then maybe they create another session. Let's see. Thank you very much. Have a nice evening. And as always, have courage and be kind. And may the force of the logic be with you. See you. Bye-bye.